Yo, what is going on, everybody? It is your boy GoOnVolt, and I am back again with another Madden 19 Ultimate Team video. Today we're doing another promo deep dive. A brand new promo just dropped in Madden Ultimate Team this morning. MUT Heroes, as I'm sure you guys know, and it's kind of an in-depth promo. It's kind of a bit confusing if you're not used to the way a lot of these promos work. So I'm going to do this video to tell you every single thing you need to know about the promo, from the objective set to the solos to the sets to the cards. Literally everything you need to know, guys. If you are excited, leave a like down below, and if you're enjoying the channel, leave a like and subscribe to join the Volt Squad. I would really appreciate it. Without any further ado, let's get into the video so I can make it a little bit easier for you guys to understand how to navigate MUT Heroes. Don't worry, I got everything written down. So before we go into the sets or the solos or anything, I'm going to talk about the cards and some terminology so you guys know what I'm referring to, because I'm going to be talking about these terminologies and this kind of MUT vocab words throughout the video, and if you don't know what they are, it's going to be a little bit confusing. So there are 3 total different kinds of cards for this promo. There are sidekicks, there's alter egos, and there are heroes. Sidekicks are the lower overall cards. They're like 82, 84, 85, somewhere around there. And they're on the same team as the heroes, and they're kind of their sidekicks. So they're a little low overall. They go into the sets, stuff like that. So for example, Patrick Amana is the sidekick to Saquon Barkley, who's the hero. Brian Poole is a sidekick to the hero, who's Desmond Trufant, etc., etc. Next, there are alter egos. These are the same exact player as the hero, but a little bit lower overall. So instead of being a 90, a 91, a 92, they're 87s, 88s, stuff like that. They have different boosts, as you can see here. Brandon Sheriff is impact blocking. So these are lower overalls of the same exact card as the hero. These also are required for sets. And then finally, you have the heroes themselves, the highest overall boss for the program. There's one for every single team in the NFL. I'm going to go over the sets later so you can see who your team's hero is. For example, Tyler Eifert is the Cincinnati Bengals hero, 91 overall, stuff like that. So to do his set, you're going to need some of the other cards. And again, I'll talk about the sets in a little bit, but I wanted to get the terminology down before we go forward. So let's go to the solos to see what you get after you complete every single one. So for the solos, there's 53 total, but 1 recycles daily. As you can see here, daily duels, there's 17 offensive skirmishes, 9 offensive battles, and then 17 defensive skirmishes and 9 defensive battles. So I'll talk first about the daily duels. These reset every single 24-hour period, and these are going to be very important moving forward in this promo, so make sure you do these. Every single one of these solos that gets completed, you get a MUT Heroes collectible item. As far as I can tell, this is the only place you can get the collectible item is through these daily solos. So again, make sure you do these. They reset every 24 hours, and you're going to need at least 4 of them. I'll talk about that in a little bit. Next, offensive skirmishes and defensive skirmishes. Skirmishes are where you're going to get those fantasy packs for the sidekicks. So the sidekicks, like I said, the lower overall players, there's 17 offensive skirmishes. These are offensive solos. They're moments. 17 of these give you a Nat fantasy pack with every single sidekick, so you choose which one you want. I'm going to talk about this multiple times, but I highly recommend you do not select your sidekick or your alter ego right now. I say you should do all of the solos, do all of the objectives, wait on it, because who you select and who you want to do moving forward doing the hero set is going to be very important. If you select somebody and decide you don't want to do that set, it's going to mess you up down the line. So if it was me, I would not select my card yet. Just keep the pack on your account, don't open it, wait on it a little bit, maybe even just wait till the end of this video so you know what you want to do moving forward. But anyways, the skirmishes, there's 17 challenges. They give you a Nat fantasy pack for a sidekick. The battles, there's 9 of them, and these give you a Nat fantasy pack for an alter ego. There's 1 set of each for the offensive and the defensive, so once you do all 4 solo strings of these, you will have 1 offensive sidekick, 1 offensive alter ego, and then the same on the other side, a defensive sidekick and a defensive alter ego. And again, like I said, the daily challenges get you a collectible. So it's a total of 4 items from here, but once you do these solos, it actually activates the objectives, and the objectives gives you more rewards, so we'll take a look at that next. Once you do 3 of the objective lists, you get another team captain token to boost your Jerry Rice or your Ray Lewis or whoever you picked, so that's really awesome. And then, like I said, the rest of the objective solo challenge list is just doing the solo string. So at the end of all these, you'll get the solo string rewards, those 4 cards I talked about earlier, and then from this objective list, you also get another Nat sidekick. That can be offensive or defensive. I'm assuming it's kind of on both sides. It's whoever you want. I would recommend, again, picking who you want for the set here you're going to do, but I would wait a little bit to do that because it's just a little more in depth than you'll probably think. So in total, I will review it one more time. The solo challenge rewards plus the objective list rewards, which is just doing the solo challenges, you get 1 Nat alter ego offense, 1 Nat sidekick offense, 1 Nat alter ego defense, 1 Nat sidekick defense, and then a fantasy pack for any sidekick, so you can choose any on either side of the ball. So it's 5 total cards. Make sure you guys know that going forward. That's what the rewards are going to be, plus some coinage here and there. That's pretty standard. So the solos, I mean, they're pretty standard. You know what they are. The sets is where it's going to get a little bit more confusing, because there's different ways to earn sidekicks and alter egos and stuff that you need moving forward to do the hero sets. So for every single hero, like I said, there's one for every single team. You need one alter ego, and then you can see this number on the bottom left of their set. It says 0 out of 13, 0 out of 12, 0 out of 7, whatever. One of those, like I said, is going to be their alter ego, and then the rest are going to be sidekicks. So for example, Keenan Allen, you need 18 items. One of them is going to be the lower overall Keenan Allen, and then the other 17 is going to be the Chargers sidekick. I don't know who the Charger sidekick is, but always one alter ego, and the rest are going to be sidekick. So some of these cards are really good. Some I don't like as much. They range from 90 to 92. There's only a couple 90s, a couple 92s. Most of them are 91s. And most of these cards are actually really usable. You can see Aaron Rodgers, obviously always really good. Let me know if you guys are excited for the person that was chosen for your team. I love that Brown's got Myles Garrett. I don't love his stats, but Myles Garrett nonetheless is really good to get a new card, and I'm actually surprised he's not a power-up. A lot of these actually aren't. People like Diggs and Butler and Hopkins are, Wagner and stuff like that. Actually, most of them probably are, but there's a few that are not, which is unfortunate. There's no way to tell from the solo. You'll just have to see the card art on the auction house. So anyways, hope that makes sense for the MUT Heroes. Let's talk about the more in-depth sets and what those mean moving forward. So here is the set that is specifically for the daily solo challenges, like I was talking about. Every 24 hours it resets. You get one collectible every time you do the solo, so you'll be able to fill up this set in 4 days. Once you put 4 daily collectibles in here, you get another Nat Sidekick fantasy pack. So similar to the objectives, I'm assuming it's going to be a Nat fantasy pack that has everybody on offense, everybody on defense. I wouldn't pick it unless you know who you want to do. I know it's probably going to get annoying. I'm going to keep saying it. But believe me, you're going to want to wish you did that moving forward. So that one's going to be really important. Make sure you're doing those daily solos. And then these ones right here are going to be going back and forth from sidekicks to alter egos to sidekicks, depending on what you need for the sets. So let's talk about it. Alter egos to random sidekicks. Now for all these sets, there's 2 different options of what you're going to get out of them. You're going to get a random, is what they call it, a random reward, and that's any, like it says, random card. It can be any sidekick. They're going to randomly choose one. It could be from the Dolphins, it could be from the Browns, it could be any team. It's totally random. You do not have a choice. So you add one alter ego into here. That's, like I said, the lower overall elites of the MUT Heroes, and you get 3 random sidekicks. You do not get to pick. Next is the sidekicks to alter ego. So again, this is another random set. 5 sidekicks give you a random alter ego. The sidekick exchange set is where that fantasy aspect comes in. 2 random sidekick players, and you get a Nat fantasy pack. So this is good if you have some Nat sidekicks like I have. I got them out of the Twitch daily drops, and I think everybody gets a random one just for logging in. So right now, I could go put these in and get a sidekick fantasy pack and choose which player I want moving forward. That's really awesome. I would recommend doing the fantasy packs as much as you can because you have a say in it, but I'll talk about it in a few minutes. If you get the random sets, those have some value too because you can use those in other sets. It's basically a set and a set and a set and a set. It's a lot of like Inception kind of stuff, but if you follow along, it makes a little more sense. If you guys have any questions, as always, you can comment down below or tweet me. I'll respond as quickly as I can to help you guys out with this. So like I said, 2 random sidekicks give you a fantasy pack. And then finally, they have Series 2 trophies as well. So it's 6 Series 2 trophies for a random sidekick player. I would probably avoid this one the most because Series 2 trophies are so valuable. You can use them for like the high elite, the 88 to 90 packs. I don't think it's really necessary to use them in here, but if you need maybe one more and you have some extras, you can go ahead and do it. Now, I know that was extremely confusing, but let me just break it down, kind of dumb it down so you guys can understand. This is what I had to do for myself this morning, so I knew what everything meant. Last year, for MUT Heroes, the solos gave you enough to build a free hero for free. Whatever hero you wanted, they were all the same overall, they were all 91s, you can get them for free. That is not the case this year. Okay, so you can't do that at all this year. I know they could do it in the Ultimate Kickoff promo. I did a video a while ago when you can get like any of the 90s. It was like Casey Hayward, Zeke. You can get those for free from doing the solos. This is not the case, unfortunately. So I wish it was, but it's not. So we have to navigate the easiest way to get a free hero if that's the way we want to go. You might be able to get a free hero if you get pretty lucky. Say you do those sidekick packs that give you like 3 random sidekicks. Say you want to do, I don't know, the Browns. Say you want to do Myles Garrett. You could pull that and somehow get lucky of the 32 choices and get 3 Browns sidekicks. You get all 3 Emmanuel Ogba's. Probably not going to happen. So for you guys, I'm going to talk about the worst case scenario. What if everything goes poorly, everything goes wrong, you have no luck on your side? What's the easiest way to get a free hero? So for this, unfortunately, because it is worst case scenario, we're going to go with the lowest overall and the lowest set, and that's the 90 overall. There's 4 of them, I believe. Yeah, so Andrew Luck, Leonard Fournette, Alvin Kamara, and Malcolm Butler are the 4 90 overalls that only require 7 set pieces. So let's go to Andrew Luck's just for an example. This will work with any of those 4 I just mentioned. But his alter ego, obviously Andrew Luck, and his sidekick is Jack Doyle. So you need 1 alter ego, and then you need 6 sidekicks to do this 90 overall Andrew Luck. The alter ego, obviously super easy. You get that from the solo string. The battles, that's easy. That's going to be a nat. You get to choose it. So alter ego Andrew Luck's out of the way. You also get a sidekick of your choice from doing the solo challenges as well. Those are the skirmishes, the 17 solo challenges. So those 17 will get you, say, another Jack Doyle. So you need 5 more. 1 more Jack Doyle sidekick will come from the daily objective nat pack I was talking about. So you do all the solos, you get a nat fantasy pack, you choose Jack Doyle as your sidekick. That's 2 of the 6. Keep moving forward. Another sidekick you get from the 4 daily solos. Like I said, very, very important. The 4 daily solos give you 4 daily collectibles. That gives you a nat sidekick fantasy pack. You choose Jack Doyle. So these last 3 is where it's going to get kind of confusing because you need 3 more, and in theory you can get them all totally free, but you either have to play more solos and wait a few more days, or you'll have to sacrifice your defensive players you get from the solo battle rewards. I'll explain that right now. So, like I said, you get rewards on both sides of the ball, and for the offensive players, in theory, you already use them in the Andrew Luck set, but you still have a defensive sidekick and a defensive alter ego that you don't need because you're only doing the Andrew Luck set. So what you can do is put the 1 defensive alter ego into this set. It gives you 3 random sidekicks. So step 1, put it in. Step 2, pray you get a Jack Doyle, and if you don't, you still have 3 random sidekicks, plus the defensive sidekick from there. So you have 4 total sidekicks. Please stay with me. Now this set could be your best friend. 2 sidekicks for a fantasy pack. Right now you have 4 extra. You have the 1 from the defensive solos, and you have the 3 from turning in the defensive alter ego. So you're going to want to put those in here, and we'll let you choose 2 more nat fantasies. So basically you can turn all of your defensive rewards into 2 extra offensive sidekicks if that's the way you want to go, 2 more Jack Doyles. So let's review. So of these 7 set pieces, alter ego Andrew Luck, done, you get that from solos. The first Jack Doyle, done, you get that from solos. Second Jack Doyle, done, you get that from the objective list. And the third Jack Doyle is also done, you get that from the 4 daily solos. 2 more Jack Doyles can be obtained through trading in all of your defensive rewards to get 2 offensive fantasy packs. Now that leaves you with 1 more sidekick. So your options for the last Jack Doyle are just wait for the solo challenges to come out, the 4 new dailies. Then you have to wait 8 total days. It's kind of a long time, but you get your free Andrew Luck. Your other options are buy him off the auction house. It's probably going to be about 25-ish K, maybe a little bit less. You could trade in some trophies to get him, which again I would not recommend because the trophy set gives random ones. So you're going to have to either hope for Jack Doyle or do it multiple times to get enough to do another set. I get it. It's kind of confusing. It's sets and sets and sets. It's like I said, there's ways around it. You just have to be really smart about it. And you have to sacrifice your defensive players. And keep in mind, this doesn't just work for Andrew Luck. You can do it for any of the sets I mentioned that take 7 total cards, Luck, Fournette, Kamara, or Butler. So in theory, if you do it right, you play your cards correctly, you can get 1 of those 4 cards for free. If you want to do some of the higher overall cards, the 91s, the 92s, you can't do it for free. I'm sorry, there's no way to avoid it. You either have to buy cards off the auction block, you have to rip packs with coins or money. It's unfortunate. I wish it wasn't like that. I wish I could just give you everything in the world for free, but unfortunately, you cannot. So I understand this was probably a little bit confusing, but I hope you understood in at least a little bit enough to figure it out on your own. I wish you guys the best of luck with MUT Heroes. I hope you enjoyed the program to the fullest. I'm going to try my best to love it all up and get all the free cards I can. If you did enjoy this video and found it helpful, leave a like down below. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you're not already, subscribe to join the Volt Squad. It takes 2 seconds. It's totally free, supports the channel, and it makes me really happy. So I would really appreciate that, guys. Hopefully, like I said, you do enjoy. Hopefully you found it helpful. Good luck in MUT Heroes. Until next time, guys, it's been Volt. I'll catch you on the sticks. Later.
Make the ground shake.